Hi guys, Jack here. Right then, you can see pretty pictures on my screen. This video is going out for DJ Dave Bell Disco, who wants to know how he can run his setup with two amplifiers rather than one amplifier, and also how to use one subwoofer rather than two and how to wire it. So this video is very basic, it's just using paint. I did do a video using paper which just got awfully confusing, so we'll try it again with this one. Let's hope this goes a little bit smoother. Right, we're going to pause that. Right then, so this is his setup. It's not really his setup, all that it is demonstration purposes. He does have two Wharfedale top speakers, that they are, and two Wharfedale basement speakers. He has two amplifiers. They are not Crown XTR amplifiers. I simply use this video, these pictures, because you can clearly see the inputs and the speak on outputs. And he does not have a Numark C3 USB. I do have one, and so I use this one just so I can show you how I wire it. Right then, we'll go to picture number 2. So basically what he's doing is running XLR cables into his amplifier. There they are. I have just noticed that the I haven't synced that up properly. That one should be there, never mind. So that's how he's connecting to his one amplifier. And then very basic, he's running speak on out to his subwoofer, high pass out from his subwoofer into his top cab, and the same here on the other side. Very simple. So what he's got in essence now to run as two amplifiers is a 1000 watts amplifier, 500 watts per side, which we are going to use for the bass bins, and 600 watts amplifier, 300 watts a side, which we're going to use for the top speakers. Now the obvious way of wiring it would be to go into your first amplifier and then use the output to a second amplifier. This will work, but not the way I recommend. And here is how you could wire your speakers. Naturally, using this first amplifier here, the one with the less power, up to his top speakers with speak on cables, and then the bass cabs down here to this amplifier here, which has got 1000 watts. What you could use is on this particular mixer, and on most mixers, you have an option to go out for, this is called a zone. It could be used as a booth monitor, it could be called just monitor. What it's used for is DJs who mix, because they have a speaker by their side, and basically what they can do is listen to the way they're mixing, listen to the music, instead of having to listen to all four speakers. I use this output for my bass. Let me show you. So I run from here down to here, obviously using the main output, master output, to go to the top cabs. So naturally you plug it in there, and then obviously you run your speakers as you normally would. Now this gives you a lot more control other than using the through output here, simply because if your bass cabs are a little too powerful, producing a little bit too much bass, or again your top cabs perhaps are producing too much top, you've got no real control. Short of going over to the amplifiers and turning them down, you've got no real control. Whereas using your mixer's zone output, you've got one very simple way of doing it. Let me show you. This here is the front panel of the mixer. You'll notice that mine is black. This is the new C3 version of the Numark mixer, and the only thing that's changed from I can see is the colour. Now this here is the zone output dial, and that one is the master output dial. So that one there in essence will control the volume of your subwoofers, instead of having to go down to the amplifier and turn them down or up accordingly. This is how I would do it. First of all, I'd zero this output, make sure it's off, and turn your amplifiers on. Then turn up your master output. As you can see here, it's at 0 dB. Actually, no, it's at 2 anyway. And set up your top cabs to how you would like them. And then you can slowly turn in your bass cab or bass cabs until you're happy with the volume. That I think is the best way of doing it without an active crossover. Obviously I recommend that you do get an active crossover, and just to clarify something, my amplifier does have a active crossover built into it, which I do use just to cut the voice out of the subwoofers. So how can you run it using just the one subwoofer? Well, it's very simple. Again, XLR outputs to his top cabs, and I haven't drawn them in yet. And then obviously the zone output to the bass one, and you can see there, just instead of using left and right, just use one of them out here, or you could bridge your amp if you wanted to. Please check your manual of your amplifier and speakers to make sure that bridging with these type of speakers will work. And there you go, back to the beginning then. Right then, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been a help to you, Joe of DJ Dave Bell Discos, and again really to anybody else who is kind of curious. So practice and enjoy. See you.